of the community, student community of Politecnico, and our community. This is something that we really love. Is that is special because there is a lot of international students. Like we are talking about 6,000 people in 40,000 people. So our association, as well as international students inside, and that are an active and core part of our job in student representative work, but also in organizing activities for the community and try to create a community feeling in our university. That, to be honest, the university on itself is not doing that much on this direction. So we are here for that, and we have in this call some international students of our association, which are Sofia, Emre, and Oz. So they are international students like you, and so they have all the experience, but generally they can give you some advice. Some more advice for your experience. And what we want really to say is that this is not our job because it's not paid, but it is our mission, okay? To help students in this situation and also help ourselves in some way. So we are here all the, not in the internet, but in Polito all the year. We have a physical place, an office. Maybe we will have occasion to talk about that in next, but we always receive messages from students, and we try to help you. We will try to help you. So don't have any issues in texting us on the Instagram, on the email, on Telegram, on personal account. We are here for you. And I don't know if I'm missing something, but if not, I think that we can go straight to the point. Non so, ditemi voi se mi sono perso qualcosa.
No, you have say all.
Okay. So thank you. I will leave the spot to Sofia. I am the coordinator of the association, and Sofia is the vice coordinator, and so she will start with our activity. And since now we are kind of 25 people, don't have issues in writing at any time questions, and if there is a conversation starting, don't make problems in opening the microphone. Okay, thank you very much, and
all right, thanks Alberto. Thanks for the brief introduction. I will go on with the other part of the introduction of the event today. Since we are 3 students now of our association of Polito now who are also international, so we were also in your situation once. For me, it's been 4 years ago. I came from Germany to Turin as a mechanical engineering student in Italian. So my part is rather the one of the internationals coming from the European Union, whereas Emre and us as Turkish students know a lot more about the situation of students who come from out of the European Union. But we want to structure it that way, the event, so you can always ask questions. Filippo will also share a link with you to a document where you can specifically write your questions. We also prepared a brief presentation that we can also share with you in the end with all the important data and information, like the maps of the Politecnico, where you can find everything you need to survive here. And we will do brief Q&A session in between, just to spice up the event a bit so it doesn't get too dry and boring for you. I will leave the stage to my dear colleagues Emre and Oz.
Emre?
You can go first. I'm trying to fix my internet to make it better.
All right. I don't know if you have access to... They have access to the presentation right now, no?
Yeah, in a moment I will
share
okay, the presentation, yeah. One moment.
Let me just give a brief introduction then, while you are doing that. So actually the first one, some of the first slides of the presentation also talks about this. So when you first came to Polito, the first thing that comes up in your mind, when I first came to Polito, there was the COVID pandemic, so we didn't have an orientation day. So I don't know how the orientation day itself is going to be structured, but I'm going to be talking about your first day of classes. So when you first come to Politecnico, probably you will not know where you can reach your class, where it's going to be taking place. Like generally how to go to the class itself is for us it was a problem, but actually this is like a very easily solvable problem. I don't know if you guys have already done this, but there's a Politecnico di Torino app. It's available for Android and iOS as well. You can firstly download that, and generally you can find almost all of the information that you need. Exactly. I jumped a few steps there. Sorry for that, but so you can generally access all of the information that you require from there. You can also access the contents of your course from there, but this is going into a bit of details. But I just wanted to say, first and foremost, even before coming to Polito, I would highly advise you to get the Polito app, because in here you can also find the physical location of the classes as well, because there's an interactive map that they have just renewed this app. It's now, it used to be a bit of a hassle to locate or use the map, but now it's quite easy, I would say. And after walking around a couple of days, you will know exactly what to do where, basically. So Emre, if you want to go on as well.
Yep, I'm gonna try to stick to the slide, so we can go back to the order maybe. So looking at the next step, we can see that. So we have many locations for Polito, but I'm assuming that most of you are not master students, so we will be sticking to Sede Centrale, and it's very easy to access. There's many public transportation there, and if you're gonna stay in the student dorms as well, most of them are closed there. So in this map, you can see that there are many zones in Turin, and these zones are important. When you're choosing a place to live, I would recommend asking around to maybe people that already live there, so you can get a better idea of if it's close to the city, close to the school, if it's a safe environment. It's not different for master students as well. They do in Sede Centrale as well, but I'm an automotive student, for example. So my master would be in the Mirafiore building. Architectures will be in, I believe, in Valentino. So sometimes it changes, but you can check that on your course.
Yes.
You will be informed.
Yes, for sure, all the places are reachable with bus or metro, so no problem.
Yes, the public transportation is good. It takes you everywhere. It's sometimes not on time, and unfortunately there are strikes, so you have to be careful of those. And as you can see, the GTT provides a reduction from your ISE, but also the Polito covers your, I think almost like all of it, the GTT card. You have two options. You can either choose a GTT card or the museum card. It's totally up to you. But there's a little thing of that. In the first year, I think you can apply, but in the second year, you need to get 26 credits to earn the right for the reduction.
Yes.
That's just a sideline.
May I quickly interrupt you, Emre? Maybe
yes,
they don't know, because you said GTT provides a reduction based on your ISE.
GTT
Maybe
is the public transportation. GTT is the public transportation, and ISE is your economic status document. You get it with the you provide your last year's economic status, your parents' salaries, if you have any houses, if you rent, if you have any cars. So it's an economic status of you, made of those documents that you give, and this document can also be used to apply for a tuition fee reduction as well. If
some of you have already applied to the EDISU scholarship, that is the scholarship in order to offer some financial assistance to people based on need. this year, this has changed since last year. This year, apparently, EDISU is going to be calculating your ISE for you. I don't know if they are going to be providing a ISE certificate, but they are going to be calculating it for you. But nonetheless, you can go to the offices, CAF offices, when you're in Torino, and you can get this calculation done also here. And as Emre said, this can be used both for tuition fee reduction and then also getting certain substitutions for your yearly card. But I highly recommend getting the yearly transportation card, which allows you to basically take every public transportation, bus, metro, everything. And cool information. I'm so sorry. Cool information that has personally really surprised me positively was that the metro in the subway in Torino is actually driverless, and it's quite a journey. It's quite modern, and I would highly recommend even taking it for the experience, because it was built very recently.
Yes. Okay. Since we touched on the topic of ISE as well, I will quietly make a remark that the documents you provide have to be universal documents. So for us Turkish students, there is a specific type of certification we get on the documents to make them European standard, like registered by Italy. So you have to keep that in mind. But I'm sure you guys are already at that step. So we can go to the next slide.
Yes. And the last thing about these, with these, you can also reduce the Politecnico reduce the taxes that you have to pay basing on the ISE. So it is an important thing. And here there is another map in which there are written the bus that you have to take to arrive in Polito. So there are a lot of
some
entrances.
Of these are tram.
Yeah. There are a lot of the entrance, and these are the number of the bus or tram that you can take to arrive exactly on Polito. The lessons are the engineering lessons are principally in this main location. Also, the architecture lessons of the first or second year are in this place, and you can reach it with the half of the public transport that are present in Turin. Then
also, by the way, this looks big,
Yeah.
but it's very walkable, and like school area is very compact, so you can find anything you want very easily.
Yeah,
if you know where, of course.
Yeah, you can find in the central in the main location of the Polito. You can arrive also with bike. That is the best transport you can have. And there are a lot of study rooms of bar. There are 3 bar, one here, and the other on Citadel. That is the main location of Politecnico is split in two by Corso Castelfidardo, that is this street, and this in green is the Citadel, and this is the headquarter. The Citadel is a more chill zone in which there is also a small park, there is ping pong, there is a bar, so these are more I say chill zone, but you can have lesson also here, and these are 2 locations, but in reality are the same. So when you have lesson in one of the 2, you are in reality in the same place, and you can during the break you can go here to the Citadel to also to eat, because there is a canteen, or if you want to go to the bar or other spot. Also for the water, there are more than one spot for free, obviously, for the water here there is a little imaging that provides you all the spots that are present. And next slide.
Yes, we can continue.
Yes.
I think we can share the slide and they can see about the places, so we can maybe go forward a bit more.
Yeah, if okay, one moment. I share the slide. I take the link in one moment. Done. E condividi. Okay. One moment. Okay. Here I have the original link. One. Oh. I have a lot of tab opened. Okay.
Yes.
Why? Okay, it arrived. Yes, in the slide there are in some slide also some keyword linked to some site or website, so it can be useful. When you enter in Politecnico, these are when you enter, you have from the main location, you have all the even classroom on the right and the odd classroom on the left. No, the opposite. The even classroom on the no, it's right. The even classroom on the right and the odd on the left. The floor are from B to D in base. The B is the second floor, C is the third floor, and D is the fourth floor. The rooms are called with a letter and then with a number, with exception of these from 2 to 16 and from 1 to 19. S in Italian stay for sotterranee, that is underground. So these room S are underground, like the room I in Citadel, and the rooms P are named with P because they are literally in a parking, so P is for parking, and here the M and N are more for cinema engineering and for architecture, so and also the room T. And then there are the R and the RB that are the newer room that exist from 2 years, 2 or 3 years. These are the new rooms. Then,
may I quickly show the app quickly?
Yeah.
This is
one more.
maybe it's gonna look very bad in the camera, but I just wanted to show you when you are using the application. If you click on the section in the middle, there you can find a map of the Politecnico, all of the establishments of Politecnico, wherever you're gonna be taking classes. It's here, and using this interactive map, you can find everything very easily. This used to be very hard, but now it's quite easy.
Yes.
But yes, also, and you can also see the free classrooms where you can study, see their availability times. So that's also very convenient. And this is the main entrance. Filippo can continue.
Yes. This is the main entrance, and these are some interesting spots like the 2R, the secretariats, also the Erasmus secretariat. If someone of you is in Erasmus, there is also in the next slide, I think international mobility unit, in which you can ask also in a virtual mode if you want, but also in reality you can go to this office and ask for information. here there are some other study room. Then you can discover that in Polito is the study room are a lot, but you can also study like Oz were talking about in the previous moment. You can also study in rooms in which there is no lesson in the moment that you arrive in the class. And but you can find you can search in the slide and find all that you want. These are the mainly spot. There is also a library, the association point in which we are. In the library you can also ask for book that you need for some courses. They if there is the book that you want, they take the book and give it to you for 14 days, and then you can renew for other 14 days. Here the International Mobility Unit that is specific for in particular for the Erasmus program, but in general with all the situation that involve the mobility in general. So if you have some issue, you can ask them. There is also the email here. The Polito app.
Can I just add something? Not to
Yeah,
confuse.
if you want,
as you said,
you can add whatever you want.
Just for the international students, we will be going to the student register. That solves our problems, not the international mobility unit, just as I said, because there is international in the name. I, for the first year, thought it was for us, but it's for the exchange and incoming and outgoing things specifically. So we can continue.
There is also the Polito app that is the same that others have shown.
Yes, you can access your email from this. You can book your exams. You can see your class schedule, your credit status. It's the new app. It's very convenient, and it's highly recommended that you use the map and everything it provides.
Yes, also if you want to search the email of a professor, you can find it in this app. All with the exception of the email are contained in this app. For the email, you have to do the login with the computer. Unfortunately,
you can access here from as well. You can access from here as well. In the services, there's the email section.
Okay. Probably they have uploaded the app and I didn't.
Yes, it's very
upgrade. Upgrade.
It just directs you to your browser.
Yes. Okay. Top.
One other thing that you can access here that's quite important. Before you guys start with your courses, maybe you want to check what you are going to be learning in the course, or maybe you want to study what are the pre-requirements for the course. You can get the app, click on the subject that you're interested in, and go to the course guide. And in the course guide, the teachers provide prerequisites, bibliography, program, materials used, and every other information that you require specifically from a course. You can also directly go through. It's just the subject and then the course guide of the subject, and you are there.
Which booking feature are you talking about for the exam?
If you go to any subject, you click, and then there is the course guide there. You can also access the
there's
course
a
guide.
message as
well. Sorry. A booking feature. Also for the welcome week.
No, we will. You're talking about the reservations.
Exactly, like the reservation, because nobody, like I used it a couple of times now, because like for the welcome week, there are different like things you also need a reservation for. And like you can also book it from the app. But sometimes it's very finicky, like it doesn't work all the time.
You on paper you should be able to do every kind of booking that's required on the app. I personally didn't know that you required any booking for the welcome week.
Yeah, there are like for example, like there are things where we go to a museum, like there's a thing with the museum and you have to reserve that, and also you have to use the booking for getting your your student ID, the pickup.
Okay.
Yes, in the first week, the student office is very busy, so that's why the bookings are there. The bookings are, yes, in the app, in the services area. You can also have bookings for other stuff, for the virtual offices as well, virtual help desks. That's also a feature. Thank you for pointing that out. If that's clear, we can continue.
Yes. Then in Polito there are more than one libraries, and searching on Pico Polito you can find all the book that you can ask for. This is if you click on here, it will appear a page with the rules that you have to follow when you ask for a book. And then you have when you ask and they loan your book, you have 14 days, but you can ask for renew this term, so you can have the book for 28 days. In reality, if you have some friend that work here, they can leave the book to you for more than 28 days, but in general the rules are these. And you can ask for at maximum 4 books at the same time. Then if you open Pico Polito, it will appear a page in which you find all the book, and they said you also if the book is in the Biblioteca Centrale or in another library in Polito. There is the location, so when you find the book you also find the location in which the book is, and you can go here and take it. And the TIL, I also prepared some slide about the TIL, but I don't know if you are already enrolled, so I don't think that you need also this slide, but tell me, because if you are already enrolled, I will skip this part. Tell me.
I can quickly have a recap of it if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. As you know, the dates are, passed. The exams are done. So if you're above 60, you have direct registration, and under 60, you will wait for the calls of the ranking list. Depending on your ranking of the bachelors. Okay.
Not enrolled yet.
We are waiting for this. Okay. You will be either put in the ranking of a bachelor of your choice, or if you're not in that first call, you will be waiting for the next one. So we can go to the next slide.
Yes.
Okay. So as you say, this is the situation, and as maybe you can take over, or I can continue.
Yeah. There are 4 situations: registered, assigned, book, or you can be in the waiting list. When you take more than 60 points, you can enroll, so no problem. Or if your score is under 60 points, but there is place in the course that you want to study, they can assign you to this course, and then you can enroll yourself. Or if you don't accept because your first choice is another choice, and they tell you, okay, you have not 60 points, but you, for example, you want to study mechanical engineering, but mechanical engineering is empty, and they tell you, okay, you can go to electronical engineering, but you say, no, I want mechanics. You can say in the apply Polito page, no, I don't want this choice that you tell me, and after a week, if I remember well, yes, after a week,
Yes.
la graduatoria, come si dice? The graduation? Graduatory? Aiutatemi, help me. Graduatoria in inglese, come si dice?
The ranking.
The ranking, yes. There is also written.
The yes, ranking. You can go maybe 2 slides, and there is the ranking schedule, so we can show that.
Yes, I think no.
So these are the ranking calls.
Yes,
in the next one.
The next slide. Oh, yes. Then on 10 September, you can review the new ranking, and all the week you can view the new ranking and say if you want to accept the proposal of Politecnico or not. Maybe sometimes after 2 weeks you can join the course that you want, or maybe not. It depends on obviously on the number of people that wants to study in this course. For example, if you want to enroll in electronic, you don't have any problems, because there are a lot of there are, I think, 300 of places for every year, and we doesn't have. I studied electronics, so I said we doesn't have 300 of students for year. So no problem if you want to enroll here. If you want to do informatics, there are a lot of students that want to study informatics, so it can be more difficult to get a place in this course. So
I will do an info to relax everyone. If you don't get into your choice of bachelor, the first year courses are like a pool courses. So there is mathematics, physics, chemistry, and one designated class for your bachelor. So if you're not in your designated course by the end of the rankings, you can still accept your course and do an internal transfer in your second year, which is fairly easy. There are spaces, like almost everyone that applies gets the spot. So that is an option. The worst case scenario, don't be scared about that. There is a solution. So that's just a side note I will give everybody.
Yeah, you can also add to that the specializing subject in the second semester always has 6 or 10 credits. And since you have 2 free credits of 6 GFU in your bachelor course, you can always get that one as your free credit, like in your second or third year, and you don't have to like take an extra year in your bachelor's just because you had to do an internal transfer. So just stay home, and everything will get settled by time.
Yes.
Also, this is a bit of a semi-unofficial recommendation, let's put it that way. If you are curious about, because in the first year you will basically be, I'm talking about the bachelors now, you will basically all have the same classes, and maybe you will not have the idea of how your degree-specific courses are going to look like. So if you have some friends from upper years, you can always go one day to their class and see the environment, to look what they are learning. You know, there's no strict, you can technically go into other classes being taught. So you can
Yes.
basically do your own audit, unofficial audit, let's put it that way, and then make a more educated decision in the end of the year. There's nothing stopping you. Preferably, if you go to introduction lesson, it's even better. They teach about what they're going to be teaching you there.
And there is also the CLA, but I think that you must give to Polito a English certificate with the subscription, so you
You
didn't
can
have
give
to
it
do
until
any other
the end of the
exams.
year, I believe.
Hmm?
I think you can enter conditionally and give it until the end of the year, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Not end of the year. I think the deadline is earlier. They should check that because
End
maybe
of
it
the
changed also year to
2024,
year.
I mean.
Yes. That yes.
December
Not academic year.
2024. And this is a very serious situation if you enter conditionally, and the deadline is very strict. If you don't upload it, your academic studies will be dropped. So this is an important note that you should be aware of. We can continue.
Okay, yes. Only thing, if you are in the situation in which you didn't have this certification, you can do it with Polito in the first 3 months. I understand now. So the first attempt is free, is paid from Polito, and the others not. You can ask to the CLA, that is a linguistic center. Okay.
Filippo,
Yes.
may I quickly talk about the exam that they will have to do regarding Italian?
Yes. You have to
Okay.
speak about that because
Okay.
as an Italian student, I have not to do this. I doesn't know anything about it.
You were born and you know you didn't have to do it. No.
I leave you to speak.
So for I think also for the masters, I'm quite confident it's the same case for the masters, but I don't know precisely. But for the bachelors, for sure that you have to give an Italian exam in order to graduate. You can give it in your first year, second year, third year. If you elongate it, fourth year, you just have to give it before you graduate. This is one of the requirements. It takes up space from your annual load, let's say. So it's important. If you can pass it in the first year, it's better. However, if you don't pass it in the first year, you can also pass it in the second year. But despite taking place from your academic load capacity, it's not one of your courses that counts towards your degree. So for the bachelor's, you have to get 180 credits plus 6 credits of Italian. So it's like a requirement, but doesn't count towards your degree. So it just takes up space in your academic load, and this might cause some problems if you, for example, do not pass all the exams in the first year and you have to do some exams in the second year. It can even force you to elongate your overall duration. So it's advisable to get rid of it in the first year. It's not such a hard exam, and as a personal advice, if you study Italian in your first year, it will be highly beneficial for you, because in university, yes, almost everybody that you're going to be encountering with speaks English, but besides the university, obviously, not everybody speaks English, and for your quality of life, I would highly recommend getting rid of Italian. Also, when you start, Polito also offers Italian lessons 3 times.
It's in the first semester.
First semester, yes. Also, I think for second semester, but for first semester, for sure. Second semester, I'm not so sure. It offers you Italian language course as well. Obviously, this alone is not going to be enough. But if you put in your own personal time, this exam you can pass very easily. And as I said, this is very critical. Now maybe it doesn't make so much sense that you didn't start your academic career yet at Polito, but the annual academic load capacity becomes very important for you, especially if you have some exams coming from behind. So then again, for the third time, I would highly recommend you passing it in the first year.
Thanks for this part.
We can go to general information, I think.
Yes, if you want to, in general, if you want to find some specific information, is really easy because you have to write what do you want to say on the Google search bar, and then at the end you have to write Polito. For example, we have the Guida Studenti, that is a site in which we can find all the information that we need as a student. Or if we want to search, for example, yes, this is the Guida degli Studenti page. But if you want to search for the piano di studi, for also the lessons, come cavolo si dice? When we have lessons, in which classroom, yes, we can find this information also in the app, but we can also search orari, in Italian is orari, Polito, and we can find all the orari of all the courses of Politecnico, or also the other courses. In general, here there are a lot of examples of what you can find and what you have probably just find in the past searching on the Polito site.
You should also make sure that you always pick the current academic year, so you can make sure that the information you get on the page is always up to date. And it's also really useful since you have all the documents with the deadlines on that page. So if you're not sure about anything, you will find it there for sure, because it's really well subdivided also in every part of your academic life. So from enrollment until graduation ceremony, it's everything on that page.
Yes, also if you want to search for a professor or a specific teaching, you can search the name of the teaching and Polito, and it will appear this page, in which here there is the email of the teacher, and all the email are equal, so are structured in this way: name, name, surname, and at Polito.it. These are the .it, sorry. This is the classical email of a teacher of Polito. Here you can find all the teaching, and clicking on the teaching, we can also find this, that is the statistics of the passed exam. So you can find all the evaluation of the last year, or at the year that you want, because there are a collection of exams, or of many years, only not the text of the exams, but only if people have passed the exam or not. So you can watch if the exam is a lot difficult or not, seeing this page, watching this page. SWAS is the website for the lessons. So if you want to search when you have lesson, you can search also in SWAS Polito. Okay. Here there is the career plan that you have to compile in a few weeks. The teaching load and the career plan are two complementary but different things. The teaching load is a lot, all the exams that you have to do in your bachelor or master course. You can compile it now or one times during the year, generally during the summer in September. and then you cannot touch these. You can, but you have to pay, so you cannot touch this, and you can modify it only during the summer. The
There is a 50 euro fine.
Yes, 50 euro. You have also the career plan that you can compile in September or during the session of January, February, at the end, I think in February. It will open and you can compile it. You can put inside all the exam that you want. The only point is that you cannot exceed the 80 CFU. Because if you exceed this number of CFU, you will be in overbooking, so you cannot do the exams, all the exams that you have in your career plan. The maximum is 80 per year. When you do an exam, you can put it to another place and substitute with another exam, but only in this 2 period. Or obviously you can in all the period, but you have to pay 50 euro. So I suggest you to compile it in the best way when you can, so you haven't to pay during the year. Here there is the overbooking. For example, if you want, if you in the first year you didn't do all the exams, during the second you cannot put all the exams of the second year and 3 or 4 exams of the first year, because you exceed these 80 CFU, and in this case you are in overbooking, so you can't do all the exams. But these are cases in which I think all the students finish in a certain time, but no problem. In the year later you can change your career plan, so no problem. 80 CFU are a lot of CFU. In 1 year is really difficult to do 80 CFU exams. So okay, here every year finished on September, so there are 3 periods in which you can do your exams. One is September, that is the last period in which you can do the exam of the year, and the other 2 are January, February, and June, July. For every teaching that you have, you can do in a year. You have 4 attempts, 2 during the session near the period in which you have followed the teaching. So for example, for analysis, you follow the teaching in from September to January. So in January, February you can you can do the exam 2 times, then 1 time in June, July, and 1 time in September. Physics 1 is on March, from March to June, so in June, July you have 2 attempts, in September 1, and in January, February 1. We have a total of only 4 attempts in a year, unfortunately, but we have only this period. And in this period you can change your career plan, like we talked earlier. Yes, here I put a color to say that on September you can do 2 attempts of an exam. Here 1, and to tell what did I tell after. So I switch to the next slide. Oh yeah. Here I talk about transport.
Filippo, can you go
Vai,
back?
vai.
I don't think that we explained that clearly. So this
Okay,
is that
okay, vado.
from September, January is your first semester's classes, and in January you have 2 attempts of an exam to pass that class. March and June is the second semester. Again,
Yes.
you have 2 attempts to pass that class, 2 exams in June and July. But in June and July, you have another attempt, if you didn't pass, of your first semester class. So 1 attempt from your first semester class and 2 attempts from your second semester class. And in September, you just have 1 attempt of every class you have, if you didn't pass them.
Yes.
So you finished your first year, now you're in your second year. Technically, you can also take an exam of your second semester exam in January and February. There is another attempt. But for this, you need to finish 1 year and start your second year. Okay, we can continue.
Okay. If you want also to proceed, or I can talk about these.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
So this is for the student welfare subscriptions. You have to choose one at the beginning of the year. Use for subscription. My recommendation will be the transportation, because that's the most you use commonly. And to take these welfare benefits, you need to pass a certain amount of classes. You need to attain a certain amount of credits, I should say. So those are, as you can see, if Filippo can translate.
Yes. In the first year, we have you didn't have to have some CFU because it is the first year. But then, if you the second year, you must collect 10 CFU, and until the 10 of August. Every year is until the 10 of August. So they does not consider the September session, but 10 CFU is analysis one is one exams or one exam or 2 exams, so it is easy. If you subscribe for the third time, you must have 25 CFU, and if you do master, you do research, you didn't have to have any CFU, but I think that nobody of you did research are here in Polito to do research, so these are
just to give an idea.
Yes, it is just to give an idea. And
yes,
if you want, there is also the museum card. I think that this year will cost 12 euros, and for 1 year you can go to every museum that you want with this card. Only in Piedmont and in Valle d'Aosta, that is another region near Piedmont.
Also Lombardia. Also Lombardia.
Oh.
There are different ones. You can buy for Piemonte and Valle d'Aosta, and also one including Lombardia.
Top. And if you want, there is also the Fab Lab, that is a laboratory in which there is the 3D printer, or it is a laboratory in which you can go paying 10 euro for all the year. You can take the Fab Lab card or the museum card. Not the museum and the Fab Lab, but I did not suggest you the Fab Lab because in Polito we have a lot of laboratories, so it is not necessary. It is a really good lab, but it is not necessary. I prefer the museum card or also the transport card. So, but these are 3 of the possibilities. Okay, here we have the procedure to ask for the GTT reduction for the transport. If you are up to 26 years old, you cannot use this discount, but if not, you can you can present the ISA, and this is the full price is 255 euro, and they reduce the prices in base of your ISA. And then after this you can also ask to Politecnico for another discount, and that is in a percentage, but you can have to pay the public transport card 5 or 10 euros in the best case, so it is quite cheap. It depends on the situation. There is a condition, obviously, but it is quite cheap, the transport card with all these discount. And there is the procedure. You have the slide, so you can find it here, or searching on internet if you want to do the online procedure and not the physical one. Okay, this is the standard page of Polito that I think that you have seen already. And these are two of the lab that we have. We have more than 2 labs in Polito, but this is one of the lab that we can use as students. This is the lab inf, so the computer science lab, but all the students can go there. Here take place the exercitation of the students from the computer science courses, but also if you want you can go here and take place. Booking is not required. You have also to bring with you your ID card, and you can log in to the computer that you want with your Politecnico credential, and there are 79 PC in the lab inf, that is this, and through the door that you see, there is the ACS lab, that is Advanced Computer Science Lab. So it is the same laboratory, but a little bit smaller, without any difference in reality from the point of view of a student. This is in the Citadel, so in the main location of Politecnico, in Darwin, that is the Department of Informatics, of Computer Science, so at the first floor, so you can find it easy because there is a giant cartello, come si dice? A giant aiutatemi, cartello. Vabbè, a giant white in which there is written Darwin.
Poster, the help us arrived.
Poster, thanks. Really thanks.
Sorry, Filippo.
Vai.
I just have to tell everyone I have a quick emergency, so I don't think I will be returning to the end of the meeting. Okay. I just want to say goodbye to everybody. Thank you for listening to me. If I was any help, I believe at the end we will share all of our Telegram handles, so maybe you can do that for me. I'm an automotive engineering student, so if you have any questions regarding my bachelor, the classes, the load, and the documents, feel free to write me on Telegram. I will reply swiftly. Sorry again. I wish you all a good day and welcome to the school. Looking forward to meeting all of you. Sorry, I'm leaving early. Have a good day, everyone.
No problem. Bye. Okay, there is the live inf, but there is also the LED, that are the laboratory of the electronic department. There are 6 LED. All the students can go there, but here you have to book on the official web page of the LED laboratories, because it is a electronic laboratory and not a computer science. So you have also some danger instruments that you can use, and you have to accept a security. You have to sign for a security document, so you have to book to go there. But there are 6 LED. You can see the LED from the live info, because they are one in front of the other. These are on electronics department, but the electronics department and the computer science department are one in front of the other. So near also this is in the main location. And also in this lab you can go if you are an electronic student, or if you are an architecture, or if you are a mechanical student. If you are a student in general, you can go in all the lab that you want. There is also a lab in Mirafiori, in the design. In Mirafiori they study design or automotive principally. So if you go there, there is also a lab for the wood. If some of you work with the wood, you can go there. Yes, this is the page of the LED. The site is led.polito.it. You can go to Accesso Libero, that is free access, and also in this case with the credential of Polito, so your ID, your password, you can book to one of the LED that is open. It depends on the day, obviously, because the LED are used for the lessons of the electronic students. So when there aren't lessons, you can go to the laboratory. Then there is EDISU. Also, if you want, you can talk about this, or I can talk about this.
I can talk about it if you want.
Okay, top.
For the EDISU scholarship, it's basically a scholarship that is a form of financial aid. I think some of you might have already applied for the scholarship. If not, the deadlines are getting very close. And actually, if you want to also apply for the accommodation of EDISU, I think the deadline might have already passed, because it was the 3rd and you needed to give the certain physical documentation. But if you can still apply for the whole scholarship. So basically there are 3 categories. You can be in SEDA, that is you are from around here, so you are probably living with your parents, so there is the amounts change based on these. Or you're a commuter, where you will have to commute a certain distance. The details are all written in the guide. Or you are fuori-sede, that is to say that you are too far away from Politecnico, that they give you a higher amount, because probably you will also have to cover some expenses for accommodation. Besides this, the amount of scholarship that's offered is basically based on your and your family's financial situation. There are certain brackets that you can see here. ISE is a number that's basically calculated for your family unit. The details are not so important right now, but this is basically Italian government's estimation of how well off you are, basically. So based on this, you get a certain contribution. Again, also based on whether or not where your residence is. For international students, apparently this is not to be. Don't quote me on this. That's what I'm trying to say. But apparently, for the Piemonte region only, for For example, for Lombardia, this is not the case. For Piemonte region, even if you get your residenza here, you can get the full amount. If your family resides, let's say, in a non-EU country, you can get the fuori sede amount, that is. But for Lombardia, for example, this is not the case. So, and maybe these things change quite often. Maybe this has changed for this year, so you should for sure consult the EDISU on this, but they are very quick to responding to your tickets. But as far as I know, you can get your residenza here, and I will quickly mention the difference between residenza and domicilio. One of them is basically the address that you are currently residing in, and the other one is your residence, the official residence. And when they are making these calculations, they take into account your residence and not your domicilio. And will this meeting record? I'm sorry for interrupting myself, but somebody asked the question. Will the recording of this video be available? Yes, Filippo? Will the recording of this video be available?
Yeah, we are recording. Yes.
Okay, it will be. I just quickly saw the question and I wanted to answer it. So what was I saying? Yeah. So based on your residenza, they make these calculations, and also, of course, the EDISU, if you are eligible for it, also covers your tuition. But it's also advisable to apply for a tuition fee reduction at Politecnico based on your ISA, because maybe you are not eligible to get a EDISU scholarship, but you don't still have to pay the full expenses. For EU students, maybe these things might be different. Of course, I'm speaking from my personal experience. So for maybe EDISU, so for EU students, these things change. I know for a fact that when you're applying for EDISU scholarship this year, us non-EU students needed to give the financial situation of 2023, and EU students needed to give the financial situation of 2022. So there are these kind of differences, but because these are very detailed specific issues, you should for sure consult the guide. What else? I can, Filippo, I can also, if you want, quickly talk about the permesso while we are here.
Yeah, of course. If I can, I talk 30 seconds about the STEM courses, and then only for the girl. If you study STEM is for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. If you're studying one of these subjects in general, your scholarship is higher. So these are the money that EDISU scholarship give you if you are a girl that study one of these courses. Not for the guy, for the man, but there are a lot of scholarship. You can also find different scholarship in a site that is in a, I think in the next slide, but we can see it later. Sorry, Oz. I just wanted to say
you did nice. You did nicely. It's important. For the permesso, that is the residence permit. I don't know how many of you are coming from non-EU countries or EU countries. I think for EU citizens coming from EU countries, you also need to do something that you need to maybe let somebody know if you are staying for over than 6 months. But I don't know the details of that, so I will not be talking about that. And I am sure you will know it. And even if you don't do it, I think I don't have information regarding this. But for non-EU students, you will need to apply to a permesso di soggiorno. That means a permit of stay, basically. And you will also have to renew it every year. As far as I believe, in order to renew it as a student, you need to pass minimum of 1 exam in the first year and 2 exams in the second year. I don't know about the third one, but it's not that many exams that's required. But yes, basically you need to pass a certain amount of exams. This you should apply as soon as you arrive with your visa. You should apply to this because it's very important and it takes a bit of time actually. And then afterwards, you will have a receipt of your application. With this, you can go back to your home country or you can re-enter to Italy. But with this receipt, you cannot travel to other Schengen countries as opposed to you having your residence permit. And when you have your residence permit, you can travel up to 90 days. I'm not sure about the days, but up to 90 days as if you have visa in other Schengen countries. Also, for a limited time, you can also, I think, take up internship in another EU country, but the time matters a lot here. So you can, with this permit, you can go to other Schengen countries, but with your permesso, this is very important, you can only go back to your home country or to Italy. And even if you have a visa that's besides this permesso, if I'm not misinformed, you, I think, might have to go back to your home country and then re-enter using that visa, even if you are going to another EU country. So these things matter legally. And the problem with the permesso is that it takes up a lot of time because the Italian state organizes, like Italian state bureaucracy analyzes a lot of applications for this. There are many applications, not just for students. It's not a different category for students. So it might take some time. And there are official times that you should apply to your permesso, but I would highly recommend to apply as soon as you can. But with this, Polito offers help, of course. I think there's some information in the slides, in the upcoming slides as well. If not, you can also easily find this, asking to directly. Polito offers help. You can just type permesso di soggiorno Polito, and it will list you the things that you need to do. And if not, you can also open a ticket, go to the student's office. There are also other syndicates in the city that offer help when you are applying to your permesso, but also a full list of it can be found in the Polito site. You can also fill it on your own, but it's of course risky. You take the risk on your own, and at least for the first year, I would highly recommend getting help from Polito, and you can take the photos of how you applied, and the next year you can basically fill it on your own, or you can still get help. That's obviously always beneficial. One more thing that I wanted to say was there are differences. You will be used to it when you come here. You will be used to it. There are certain different terms you are going to be hearing. I would highly recommend you dedicating some time learning what is what. For example, residenza, you should learn what's residenza, domicilio. If you plan on having a life here for the future, for citizenship purposes, for example, a student permesso doesn't count as years leading towards citizenship, so they don't count. You need to have residenza years. But for permanent residence, the student permesso counts, for example. So there are these nuances and differences. One other thing that's very important, if you convert from your student permesso into a work permesso, you cannot convert back to another student permesso. So if you graduate from your bachelor's and if you get a job, and if you do a master's again, you will probably have to apply for a visa again. So there are these nuances and details that you should be very careful about, and you should do your own research regarding these, but I just wanted to mention some of them. Somebody asked a question regarding health insurance for non-EU students. What do you suggest as an alternative to the SSN? 700 does not seem convenient. That does sound like a lot of money, to be honest, what you are describing here. 700 for 3-4 months. I don't have my health insurance from here, from Italy, but I have it for another insurance company. I'm from Turkey, and it covers the insurance. So in any other medical emergency or anything like that, that insurance covers it. So I have always had that one. I'm not so knowledgeable about the health insurances being offered here, but that does sound like a lot of money. I would recommend you to maybe look for an alternative, but then again, I don't know specifically, because I personally am paying way less than that, and it covers everything. There is also SPID. Back up until a couple of years ago, you could be registered to the Italian health system for relatively cheap amount of money, but for us now it has increased a lot. The amount is a lot. You will be better off with an insurance now. But when you start working, this is going to be free for you. Then you will not have to get a insurance, but you will be registered to the Italian health system, and it will be free for you. but yeah, the insurance matters a lot actually, because for of course, let's hope nothing happens, but in the worst case scenario, I would say that you should never be without insurance, and also your insurance provider matters a lot. So I also don't want to comment that much on it, because maybe I don't want to. I don't know the details, so I don't want to talk about for example, legal details, which ones provide good service. But you should definitely do your research on this. Regarding insurance for student room in a private structure, any advice? I don't know if you can get an insurance for a student room in a private structure. That doesn't sound like it would be. I don't know. Maybe Filippo, maybe you have an idea. As it's.
I don't know. You can ask for the residents, but in this case, I
if you are in a student dormitory, probably they will have its own insurance and they will deduct the money from it. And if you are in a house, let's say, or an apartment, then I think you can get an insurance.
But you can.
In that case, you sorry.
No. Let's proceed. Sorry.
No. In that case, I would highly recommend you talking with your landlord, because maybe your landlord already has an insurance against, let's say, fire or some earthquake, or God forbid any other bad situation. And if your landlord already has it, you of course don't have to get another one. But if not, you can for sure you can get for your own private accommodation. But for a room in a private structure, in a private dormitory or in a EDISU dormitory, I don't think you can. But then again, I don't know. You should do your own research. But I don't think it would be possible. Maybe Filippo has another.
I don't have any specific information, so I suggest you to search on internet. If you, for example, if you want to go to a dormitory, search in the specific dormitory. I don't know if there is a general rule about this.
Yeah. I'm in the same situation. So. For any other legal purposes, you can generally go to a legal representation office, and they can maybe evaluate your situation. I mean, for future, I'm speaking for the future. They generally offer some sort of offer. Let's say that they evaluate your situation, maybe for free, and then if you take up on their legal advice and continue on, then they will charge you money. But for basic evaluations, maybe they will not charge money. Maybe you can. Yes, I see that you have said I will contact the representative of the structure. Yeah, you should do that.
I
and
think
probably
that there is in general an insurance, but I don't know if from structure to structure it change or sorry, but I think that you have to ask to the spot that you want to go, to the residence or something else. Another thing, for the scholarship or in general, probably they will ask to you or the speed or the digital identity or the electronic identity card. But if you didn't have them, they can give you a temp code that you can use, so no problem. Sorry, this was about also EDISU, but I forgot the point. But no problem if you don't have speed, they can leave you a temp code to use. Okay, we can proceed with the slides.
One more thing that I should add. Yes, please proceed with the slides. For keeping this EDISU scholarship, you also have to pass a certain amount of exams.
Yes.
And I think in the following slides, yes.
Okay, now this is the ranking. The the publication of the ranking. The residence, okay. When you ask for a scholarship, you can also ask for a residence, compiling the same form. The link is this, and you have to use SPID or the electronic identity card, but if you didn't have, they give you a temporary access code, and it is the same equal procedure. You have to give them your ISE, to information about the course of study and other data in general about you, and then they publish the rankings, and you can see if you have also a place in a residence or not, if you will have a place in a residence or not. You have to do okay, no, I have no slide, but if you go to the EDISU website, there are all the rules that you have to respect. So, for example, that are obviously some economic requirement, and also merit requirement that are, for example, a lot of CFU that you have to take until the 10th of August, and if you doesn't respect this amount of CFU, you have some bonus CFU that you can use. If I remember well, 15 bonus CFU.
Only in the third year. In the first year, you start with 5. If you use, you cannot stack them up. So in the first year, 5, second year, 10, in the third year, 15. But if you use some of them in the first year, then this decreases.
Yeah, of course. But you can use this bonus CFU if you need them. And I didn't have in the slide the perfect number of CFU that every year you have to collect, but there are in the EDISU page, so if you go to the website, all is written. With EDISU, you can also have a reduction if you want to go to the canteen. So from this is the rate that you have to pay without the reduction, and basing on the ISE, they reduce the price that you have to pay. So, for example, if you are in the first fascia,
group, maybe bracket.
Yes, in the first bracket, these are the prices that you have to pay to go to the mensa to eat. So for if you want to eat pasta and then some beef and then some other things, €3. If you want only one of these things, obviously the price is lower, and it depends also in what bracket you finish. You can ask to this reduction also if you did not ask for the scholarship or for the residence. This is a part. This is also an EDISU service, but is a part. The site is the same. The website is the same. It is all the same, but you can ask this also if you didn't want the scholarship or the residence, or you are not interested in the residence. And you can have all the information that you want watching the EDISU page. Okay, if you want to see other scholarship that exist, there is a page in the Politecnico website that is this you can find. Okay, I didn't have a link. Probably in the Italian version I put a link. Sorry, I forgot this. But if you search scholarship Polito, you can find this website in which there are a lot of other scholarship. Obviously, if you ask for the EDISU scholarship and you win, you cannot ask for another scholarship. But in some cases, yes, but these are really specific cases. In general, you cannot ask for more than one scholarship. And if all the year you are good students means that until the 10th of August, multiplying the evaluation of the exams that you have done by the number of CFU of this exam, if you pass a certain threshold, Politecnico give you €200 in form of taxes reduction, for merit. They call for merit, but this is a thing to consider. You have no to ask to Polito this money, because if you respect if you have this point, if you pass this threshold, Polito automatically give you the year later. So if you at the end of the first year collect this point, at the beginning of the second year, if you open the tab taxes, you will see that Polito give you €200 by merit. So consider this. You have no to ask for this money. It is all automatic. The maximum is during the bachelor you can have this money 3 times. In the master degree 1, because when you this threshold is set in a way in which you have to do all the exam of the year to take this money. So during the bachelor you can take this money only 3 times, and in the master 1, because the second year you will degree. So they cannot give you this money during the third year of the master, because it doesn't exist. And then, okay, in Polito we have also team and association. For example, like Alberto said at the start of the meeting, we are a student association. There are a lot of student association. We are involved more in organizing event, in students representative, and in stuff like this. But there are a lot of association. There are also teams. The difference is that if you want to join a team, the team have a sort of mission. For example, if you want to participate to the driverless team, so it is about automotive. Every year there is a competition, and the team have the mission to participate to the competition and win the competition. And basing upon this point, the Politecnico give you credits to if you participate to team activities. Politecnico can give you 6 CFU every year. In reality, it is different between college to college. For example, if you study electronics, they give you only 2 of these 6 CFU. But in the other colleges, you can, if you participate, obviously, if you didn't do anything during the year, they didn't give you these credits. But if you participate, they give you these, and you can, in a lot of cases, you can do teams activity in the place of exams, of an exam. So if you have an exam of 6 CFU, for example, a free credit, a free course that you choose, you can don't do this exam but do team activity. It is different between college to college, but this possibility exists, so consider it. And then, okay, students representative, there are a lot of kind of students representative, because Politecnico is organized in some different different bodies. There are the central bodies that are Senate, board of directors, the joint committee for teaching. These are not the original name. I tried to translate them. I hope that you can appreciate the meaning of these. If my translation is done well. And there are also collegial bodies like colleges and departments in which there are representatives that you can contact for didactic problems, for example, or also if you have some suggestion about the places in general, the teaching, some specific teaching, some for example, if you have some come si dice, overlapping during your year of different courses, you can ask, and in general these situations have a simple solution. So for any problems, you can contact your representative. We, as an association of students representative, we have a lot of representatives. So if you have any problems during your year in which you study here in Polito, you can contact us, and we can try to solve this situation, or in general, if you have some point that you want to share with us, we are here for this. You can find easily your representative searching on the Polito web page. If you write Polito representative of the students, it will appear a page with the name of all the representative of the students, with the email, so you can easily contact them, or you can also contact directly us through the Instagram page. It is easy also in this with this approach. And in reality, I think that okay, yes, the slides are finished. If you have any question, I remember you that we have, I resend the link, we have a form on Tally, because during the first week of lessons, we will do another event in presence, live in Polito. So we are collecting some questions, because we have to know in which direction we can take during this event in presence, or if there are some specific issues that we didn't consider. So if you want, you can compile this questionnaire or if you want, you can ask also here in the comment by speaking through our Telegram, through the Instagram page, through all of our contacts. We have no problem to answer to you. So if you have any question, yes, you have to have your visa. Yes, I think yes. Also, if you know, but I think yes, you have to.
Actually, this year, EDISU is going to be calculating the ISE value for you. Up until this year, you needed to get a ISE, but starting from this year, I think EDISU calculates the ISE for you. However, this is true for non-EU students. For EU students, I think you will have to get a ISE, but I'm not 100% sure for the case of EU students. But in any case, you can and you should ticket EDISU regarding any issue with the ISE. I don't know if they will provide you your ISE certification, because your ISE certification, not necessarily for EDISU, but you can also use it in other occasions. For example, if you want to apply to Collegio Einaudi, they also offer some residency solutions. They will ask you for an ISE from you. I needed to get one calculated in Italy. You can get it done, even if you're an Italian. It's a bit of a hassle, but you can get it done, because you need to legalize back in your home country. You need translations, official translations. If your country is not a member of the Apostille Convention of 1961, I think, you will also need to get it legalized in your diplomatic mission. So it takes a bit of time, but it can be done. And it also takes a bit of money, because you need to get it translated by official translator. But yeah, basically you can get it done. But for this year, if you're applying from non-EU country, I think you don't need to calculate you don't need to get it calculated. But then again, to be extra sure, you can check the EDISU guideline. You can search on Google EDISU International Student Guide 2024-2025. You can get any detail from there. I'm just telling you for you to be sure and have something written. Somebody asked another question. I also sent my financial documents to EDISU. Will they return my documents in case I don't get the scholarship, so I can apply ISE from CAF? You're from Iran, yeah. I have friends from Iran. I know it's a hassle to do these things. So no, you cannot get your documents back from EDISU. They specify this. Unfortunately, you cannot get it back. They specify this. They say you should make e-copies, and if they get lost or something, then you will even have to file a police report or something like that. So it's a hassle. You cannot get your documents back. I don't know if they reject. I don't know if they reject. You can get it for sure. If you are accepted to the EDISU scholarship, you cannot get the documents back. I don't know if you are rejected, but I think like 90% you cannot get your documents back. And unfortunately, they specified this in their guide. I don't know how it's gonna work this year. Actually, you are right, because back in the day when we were applying, we were getting an ISE calculated, and then we were applying for EDISU, so you could use that ISE for also tax fee reductions. This year, EDISU is telling us that they are going to be the ones for calculating. So I don't know how it's gonna work with the tax reduction application. I also don't know it personally, but in my opinion, EDISU should provide us with the ISE certification. And also one more thing, if your economic situation doesn't change and if you're coming from a non-EU country, you can confirm the economic situation. Maybe this rule is gonna change in the next year, but up until this year, you could confirm your economic situation. That means basically you don't have to submit new consular documents every year if you're coming from a non-EU country, or if you're coming from a particularly poor country, this is the definition of EDISU, then you don't even have to submit some consular documents, I think, but I don't know. I don't know the details of it. But for Iran, I think you can confirm your economic situation, but you have to submit the consular documents. You're welcome. But for as a general suggestion, if you have any doubt, even if you know it, just open a ticket so that you have something written there, so that they have said, they have told you to do it a certain way. Make sure that it's clearly explained. Make sure that it's not too long. And EDISU generally responds very fast. Polito, not so much, but also Polito responds relatively fast, depending on your issue. When you first come here, if you need to go to the student office, student secretariat, there's going to be a lot of queue. You will have to wait a lot, probably. So if you can solve your issue by a ticket, solve it via a ticket. Any other question?
In general, if you have other questions, you can save the Tally link and then put them in. I have also a slide with our contacts. Here we have the Telegram nickname, and there are two links in case you want to contact us, or also if you want to join us when you arrive here. We have a link also for this. So
one more thing that I want to add, because you have asked for EDISU, if you need it, there are also part-time jobs that you can take up that Polito offers. They publish a bando, they publish a competition of part-time jobs that you can take up that Polito itself offers. There are academic ones and non-academic ones. The academic ones, probably in your first year you cannot, but you can basically see the requirements there. But when they announce this competition, they also email you, and make sure that you check your emails, your student email regularly when you first come, because also there are student teams like us and some other teams that work on certain projects, let's say sailing team, or like there are teams that work on cars, student formula. You can find teams on basically everything. So they will be sending a lot of emails to you. You can also check if you see something that you find interesting. In our association, we try to make the whole community of Polito feel more like a university community, more inclusive, where you feel like you're a part of the action going on in Polito. But these other teams also help you feel more of as an engineer, as a student, or if you're an architect, as an architect. I want to say, with your permesso, just be careful that you cannot work more than 20 hours. And if you have any income here in Italy, you should also declare that income, even if it's not going to be taxed. Up until if you earn, like, I think it was 8,500 or something like that per year, you will not be taxed on that income, but I think you still have to declare that income. Just be careful with that. Also, if you're applying for EDISU scholarship, you also will probably have to declare that income. But there are also part-time opportunities that you can take up. During your school time, it is 20 hours per week you're allowed to work. During non-class time, you're allowed to work up to 40 hours. This will come in handy if you're doing an internship. But I think for an internship, maybe these hourly requirements are more relaxed, because this is technically a part of your academic journey. I don't know where you have to declare the income, because I unfortunately don't have an income, but to the respective tax authorities, you will probably have to declare any earned income in Italy. You might say, oh, okay, they'll not realize this, but to be on the safe side, you should declare every kind of income, because you are also coming from an non-EU country. Maybe if you want to reside for a longer period of time in Italy or in Europe, You don't want these things, from behind being a problem for basically nothing. It's just gonna take up your time here, but in the future maybe they are gonna cause you problems. So yeah, you should search on that. I don't know where you declared income. I am sorry that I don't have this information, but you should for sure declare income. But on a personal note, as a personal advice, I would try to not get any part-time employment or anything like that when you first come here. Just try to focus on your classes. If you don't need it, of course. If you need it, I cannot say anything. But if you don't particularly need it, I would recommend, at least for the first semester, to focus on the exams and the course and get a feel of it, how hard it is, and then maybe evaluate if you need to get a part-time job. But this is just my personal take. You're welcome.
Okay, just a few minutes if you have some other questions. In case you didn't have, thank you for the attention and for staying here until 7 p.m. Here in Turin. It's 7 p.m. So thank you. And we will do another event on the 24th of September at 6 p.m. In Polito. So if you want to come, you are welcome. Also because we can know each other in person. If you want to come, thanks a lot. And if you have other questions, you can write to us. Thank you to you. And I think that if nobody wants to say anything, I think that we can finish this meeting. Yes, I think that nobody want to ask anything else. So follow us and come to the. Oh yeah. Ask. You can speak. No, probably it was a misclick. Now, if you want to ask anything, you can with microphone. Just want to say bye. Okay. Thanks. Thanks.
Bye.
Okay. Bye to everyone. I hope that we will see the first week of lessons, and for all of you, good come si dice, buon inizio anno, good starting. Non so come si dica.
I don't know if it's a saying, but like good beginnings, no?
Yeah, good beginnings. Sorry.
I believe it's a saying.
Good beginnings.
Yeah.
Thanks to all of you, and goodbye. We will see at the end of September.